Welcome to Savvy Business, Life Unscripted with your host, Christina Rivera, where our guests share their wisdom and valuable business tips, empowering our audience to expand their personal potential.
Hi, Anne. Hi, Mark. How are you? Welcome to Savvy Broadcasting Life Unscripted. We're so grateful to have you here today. How are you?
We are great and appreciate the opportunity to be on.
It's our pleasure to be with you.
Oh my gosh, it's a pleasure to have you here because one of the things we have a lot of businesses from different realms, from startup right out of the gate to medium to really large multi-billion-dollar companies that have come join us and shared their wisdom on savvy broadcasting. But you help businesses scale in a big way because you have, both of you, been in the world of real estate and doing quite well in that market. But you got to a point in 2015 where you were really pushing it and burning yourselves out, and you said there had to be a better way, and you created your business, hiresmartbas.com, that helps businesses scale. So we're so grateful to have you share today how businesses can scale and grow their business. So welcome. Share with us, all of us listening in, what kind of prompted you to get into your own business, period?
Well, we had some staffing problems, and everybody on your show never has staffing problems, I'm sure. So, we had our front marketing manager quit while we're on vacation, first time in 7 years, and she quit at lunchtime with a text, "I'm leaving and I'm not coming back." So we got fed up with staff and decided we better look for another alternative.
Can I ask you something, Mark? Why has it become a big issue? Because I've worked as a consultant in Manhattan for a lot of companies, and I do see there's this loss of loyalty with people just, I'm not going to come in today. In fact, at one company I worked at recently, they hired someone, waited 3 weeks for them to start in the position, for them to call that very morning saying, got a new position, not going to take it. Why is this a problem?
Yeah, we've become lazy. We've become complacent with what's going on, and we're not ready to rise up to a challenge at this point. And that's what I see in the market.
Well, I think we've become the FedEx generation. I think, honestly, our mental thing is we've got to look at it, Amazon, next day delivery, everything is kind of sped up. And so I think that our employees have that same mentality, like, why am I not the president of the company today? Why am I, why do I have to put in my dues? Why am I not making $1 million a year by now? And so I think a lot of it kind of stems from that. I also think that we've seen employers not be committed to the employees. And so that has kind of left people like, well, they don't care about me, so I'm not going to care about them. So I think it's kind of a wide range of things that have kind of led us to where we are right now.
For us, it became real important because the job we had at Frontline doing, it was answering the phone and answering emails with the same basic questions coming in over and over and over. And that repetitiveness just burns people out. It's an assembly line, unlike making cars or something, but it's an assembly line of questions coming in. So we sought out a different venue to go through it, a different way to handle that. And it's turned out very, very successful.
Well, share that with our audience. How has your business, HireSmart BAs, really helped businesses scale? How is it different from hiring employees, say, off the street or having to interview them? What is it like?
Well, that's a great question. I think that we are different because we provide full-time, dedicated, certified assistants from the Philippines. Usually our clients are having problems finding or keeping staff. Right now we're in a short labor market, right? So that's hard. They themselves, maybe they're a younger company, are feeling overwhelmed, just a lot of things to do. Or they had, like us, a staff member, a critical team player that just quit. And so one of the things that we do is we provide staff that's dedicated to our clients. So therefore they understand the client's goals and objectives. They work the client's hours. Even though we source from the Philippines, our VAs work the hours that our clients need. They work on our client's software under their direction. So they're really just like employees, but at a fraction of the cost of what you can find and hire locally.
That's interesting to me. Is it an issue with them being in the Philippines, learning through the process? Because there is this off-location thing. Is it hard to train and to work with someone in such a remote location?
No, part of the reason that we are set up the way we are is I'm a recruiter. So we put them through all the screening process to weed out that. We only take what, Mark, the top 1%?
Top out 1 out of 100. But there are over 1 million people in the Philippines that are working in American call centers
Wow.
every American day, 8 to 5, whatever time zone it is. And they're taught customer service skills. It's called the BPO industry. And they're taught customer service. They're taught phone reading signals of people's language, body language and all, and working on that. And we take them out of that call center environment, which is not real sexy and attractive, and get them working with us and working with individual clients. And it's a great change for our VAs. They are so grateful. And so, they don't not show up after 3 weeks, taking a job. They show up every day. They're happy. They're smiling. They're used to dealing with Americans that have crabby attitudes. Let's face it. And so they're used to that from their corporate Fortune 500 training. Then we put them in with small and medium-sized businesses, and they just flourish.
I love that. I totally love this idea. For one, you're helping out people who can build a better lives for themselves, because even though you're paying a fraction of the cost what you would pay here in the United States, their standard of lifestyle is much more inexpensive than living here in the United States. So they're able to afford a better lifestyle, and you're helping them out. And at the same time, small and medium-sized businesses are able to grow and scale to the point where maybe, if necessary in the future, they can hire more locally.
Well, that's absolutely true. And we also provide health care for our workers too. So after 5 months, not only were we paying them double the national average as a wage, because I think that that's really important to us, that we have that sustainability. We
wanted sticking power. We didn't want them to have to go, Americans will go down the street for 25 cents more an hour. We've got VAs that have been with our clients for 4.5 years now, because high pay, we give them the health care. There's so many benefits that they get through us that they can't get elsewhere in that country.
Well, and of course, we allow their dependents to buy into our healthcare plan at our cost too. So even though we pay for the VA, they now can provide healthcare for all of their family at a reduction price too. So a lot of win-wins that we do with our business, and it's been a pretty fun ride.
It has. We're changing lives around the world, like you said, and changing lives for American business people that are just shocked when they get somebody that shows up and is happy and is just happy every day at the end of the day, says, I'm glad I was working for you.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that more and more people that see this competition around the world, competition's awesome, because when American workers see, hey, listen, my job's going to Pakistan, Philippines, wherever it might be, because these people are showing a dedication that we've lost here. And it might twofold. One, kind of put pressure on employees to put more effort behind their job and quality behind it. And then employers to also put forth the effort for their employees here as well.
So one of the things that because we talk about this topic all the time, like you're taking jobs away from America, whatever, but we're really not. What we've allowed people to do is two things. One, the money that you're saving, you can actually put back into your workforce. So we actually do that. We were able to bonus more, pay for more insurance, things like that we weren't going to be able to do before. The next thing that we were able to do is give them a life. So now before we had virtual staff, to get 7 days a week coverage meant each one of the employees had to take a weekend of phones and deal with that. That no longer happens. We have a dedicated person that does that. At 5 o'clock, our office is empty. It means that, again, they have a life and they have that more balance, which means we can attract a higher caliber of employee, because our pay scale can be more, and we're giving them not this huge amount of work that has to be done that they feel like they have to come in if they're sick, because, oh my gosh, it's just going to be worse. So I think really it's kind of a blessing on all sides. And again, the workers aren't having to do that routine, monotonous work
that they didn't like to do in the first place.
Actually, you're so right about that. I've worked in places in the past where it's short-staffed and there's no reception, so people in different departments have to come sit at the front desk for an hour or two. It's like, you're cutting into my work day. I have to get the bills done. I have to get this done. And you're right. It's very stressful for them, and this gives them an opportunity to have work balance, which is something I'm seeing a lot when I look through jobs. Good work balance, and so that's also something that both jobs are trying to really make sure they offer their employees, and employees are really looking for, because you don't want to just work, come home, go to bed and start all over again. You want a little bit of quality life where you get to enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah, and we have one company that we work with that when they hire somebody locally, they hire a VA support person for that individual. They know that they're going to get twice as much out of that one person, because they don't have to answer every email, every phone call, and they can really produce. And the cost in your market in the Northeast is probably our VA is probably 20% of what you'd pay somebody there after payroll tax, benefits, and healthcare and all the things you add on. Here in the Atlanta market, it's probably about 35, maybe 38% of what we pay. So I can add 2 or 3 VAs to support those managers or those people. And we've got one that does it one-on-one. Every person that comes in from America gets a VA. So.
Well, you know, what I also love so much about this, let's talk scalability. So many of the very smaller business to growing to mid-sized businesses are really struggling because they don't want to add that more crew. They're like, well, you know, they don't want to lose more profit because, you know, it is at the end of the day, you have to pay your overhead, the employees, the healthcare, and, you know, maybe rent if you live in.
Space.
A lot of overhead, and you don't want to lose more of your profit by having to hire someone else. But scalability, that is the key, when to let go of certain tasks, like you said, the repetitive ones, so that you can scale more. Share more about how businesses, maybe even a smaller business, say 1 or 2 people, can scale more by bringing on VA.
Well, just like we had just kind of explained in our personal experience, because our employee is able to do literally twice the work that they were and still leave at 5 o'clock. It's work that we don't have to do. See, that's the other thing. When you're a startup or you're a solopreneur and you're trying to get there, you're doing every department, which first of all, isn't probably a good use of your skill set. You do it because you have to do it. And so when we're coaching or we're, you know, talking to business owners, we always tell them, you know, look at the holes in your business. What's not getting done because there's not enough time. You don't want to do it. Your staff doesn't want to do it. All those things that are kind of linchpins that are keeping you from being great. And a lot of times it does revolve around the customer service role, which we do really, really well. So we've been able to improve our customer service tremendously. We've been able to hire well and keep and retain top talent because, again, of the value proposition of being able to leave at a respectable hour, not have to do work or, you know, weekend work, etc. And all of that just allows you to design the life that you want and create the company culture that you're looking to aspire to.
So fabulous. And it's a win-win, as you said, for all sides. Now, what does it look like if a new business wants to work with you guys? How does it look? How do they get started?
Well, they certainly can reach out to me at hiresmartbas.com/appointment. If they are ready to, I guess the yearly investment, just to be really frank, is around $20,000 a year, which again is not, if you're growing
full-time, 2,080 hours a year.
Right. So. Person, again, that's no payroll tax, none of the other additionals. That's a flat cost. And that does include our recruiting fee. Our process is really simple in that I meet with the business owner, find out where those linchpins are, guide them through the process. And literally in 3 to 4 weeks, they've got an amazing, talented individual that can do a lot more than routine tasks as well. Again, everybody's kind of, you know, it's a lot around customer service, admin, accounting. Those are kind of the 3 buckets, but we're also doing a lot with sales support. So if you've got a sales team and you don't want them going through that grind of doing the pre-quals, we certainly help in that area as well. So again, we feel like every business should have a VA.
HireSmartVAS.com.
Right, super simple.
Set up an appointment.
Well, this has been fabulous. I thank you so much for sharing your great wisdom and how you can help businesses really expand and explode out there and bring their full potential to the world, as well as a win-win for all workers and businesses. Thank you so much for coming to Savvy Broadcasting.
Thank you, Christina. I appreciate it.
If you like this episode, please share. To hear more Savvy episodes and Savvy Biz tips, go to lifeunscriptedradio.com. To become a guest or participate in paid sponsorship, email us at Christina@lifeunscriptedradio.com.